Alright guys, back with some more stuff from the lots that I bought recently. This will be some 97 Flair Showcase football. This should be shorter than the baseball video because this lot was smaller. The baseball had row 2, row 1, and some inserts. The football was just row 2 stuff. But again, for some reason this seller, like I said for the baseball stuff, in the descriptions to all his lots, he wrote that there were no star players in the lots, but how can you not consider Tim Brown to be a star? Just kind of funny how some people only consider like a handful of people to be true superstars. Because again, right after Tim Brown, here you got Steve Young. How can you not consider Steve Young to be a star player? But whatever, if that's what he wanted to write on there, if that's what enabled me to get these lots cheap, then I'll take it. And you do have some guys who were not really stars, like Tim Biakabatuka. You gotta be a hardcore NFL fan from that era to remember him. Out of Michigan, shout out to Impact Player. And back-to-back Michigan guys. Desmond Howard, former Super Bowl MVP. Nice Kerry Collins here. Really liked him when he was a Giant. He got like heavily criticized the last few years as a Giant, but people forget how much of an impact he had on that offense when he got here. Took them to a Super Bowl, even though they ended up losing to the Ravens, but he had some good seasons as a Giant. And this guy, man, why'd you have to get hurt? Drew Bledsoe. His injury pretty much led to the Patriots dynasty, which is still going on now. Here's a Robert Smith. Felt like he retired kind of early. He was only in the league like 6 or 7 years. Another Viking here. Shout out to Dustin and Blake. Nice Chris Carter. Again, just love looking at the front and back of these. This guy was not a very good Giant. Dave Brown. Those were some rough years when he was running the offense. Warwick Dunn, he was popular for a few years. I kind of halfway PC'd him his first few seasons. I think this might actually be his rookie card. Another nice one here, Playmaker, Michael Irvin. Shout out to Big D for life. Again, just beautiful looking cards. Everyone should at least pick up like a handful of these for your team or your player. Another great player, Thurman Thomas. So again, you got a ton of really good players in this lot. Another great Buffalo Bill, Andre Reed. Let me just go through a few more of these. You got Shannon Sharp. Yet another great player. And yet another great player, Curtis Martin. Became a big fan of him when he came over to the Jets because I was able to watch him every week. Because obviously here in New York we get all 16 of the Giants and Jets games. I remember this guy was an absolute truck. Mike Allstott. Used to use him in video games all the time to run over people. Nice Warren Moon. Check out all those career stats. And something cool they did for this set, not only do you have his full NFL stats, but they also have his college stats there too. So just little things like that make the set even better. Next one, shout out to the card dreamer on this one. Vinny Testaverde as a Raven. For those of you that don't know, he was the main reason why Card Dreamer became a Ravens fan. I was listening to him tell that story during his live stream. But yeah, like I said about Curtis Martin, Vinny Testaverde came over to the Jets around the same time and got to see him play a lot too. Really solid quarterback. Obviously not among the elite quarterbacks of that era, but had some really strong seasons. Here's another Jet from that era. Wayne Corbett. Kind of an undersized receiver, but Big time fan favorite here. Here's a Jim Harbaugh, another Michigan guy. And I was mentioning that these were just supposed to be row 2 cards, but I guess this one slipped in there. This is one of the row 0 ones. So that's what the row 0 looked like. Just beautiful looking cards. These were the toughest ones to get, and even to this day, some of the good players from that row 0 set are kind of expensive. This one looks kind of off-centered on the back. Yeah, way off-center. See the space here on this one? Absolutely no space on that one. So maybe that's why they just threw that in there. A few more here. You got the Bus, Jerome Bettis. Nice one, Air McNair. I was a big fan of him and Eddie George. During that time in the NFL, I had so many other PCs for the NFL, not just the Giants. Nowadays, I don't really collect any non-Giants, but also collected this guy a bit, Jamal Anderson. Just so many more players during that era that I liked. And I've considered possibly starting to collect some of those 90s players that I liked again, but I don't know. I already have so many binders, really shouldn't start collecting any new people. Keyshawn Johnson, former #1 overall pick. I remember there was a lot of hype here locally when he got drafted. Nice Marcus Allen. Amani Toomer. Definitely one of my favorite all-time Giants. I think this is his 2nd year card. Yeah, I think in this set there was a Tiki Barber rookie. And here's one for It Coming for Eggs, Miserable Bastard PC, Ray Caruth. Garrison Hurst, he was a solid back. Cordell Stewart, he was kind of popular for a while, had a lot of commercials, a lot of endorsements. Ricky Running Waters. Charles Show Me the Way. Another big running back slash fullback. Solid Giant. Here I mentioned Eddie George. There's a nice one. Really liked watching him play. Chris Chandler, he was part of that Falcons Super Bowl team that lost to the Broncos. I was actually rooting for the Falcons in that Super Bowl. And this guy won a Super Bowl against my Giants when he was the Ravens quarterback. Trent Dilfer. And this one I'll definitely send to It Coming for Egg. Junior Seau. Sweet card there. And here, let's just finish with this one. Michael Jackson. I'm sure to this day he still hates having that name. But he was a solid receiver. So yeah, that's going to be it. And that's just part of the lot. Those 2 stacks right there are more of these cards. So can't wait to get those sorted. So catch you guys next time.